So I just finished watching Obsession. This episode really felt like Herman Melville's Moby Dick in space. And that's not a bad thing, because Moby Dick is such a remarkable story. And if you've never read it, please go out and read it. Don't watch a movie version of it. I've never seen any film version that comes close to capturing what that book is really about. I'm not saying that the movie versions are bad. It's just, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to Obsession. This episode features Kirk basically in the role of Ahab, that he has re-encountered some sort of entity on this planet that had wiped out half of a ship that he had served on 11 years ago. He, Spock, and a bunch of red shirts are down on this planet when they are attacked by this creature. It is some sort of luminescent, sparkly cloud type thing, and it kills off the red shirts pretty quickly. And for those of you keeping count, we are up to 40 red shirt deaths. Yes, that's right, 40 so far. And I believe that this episode had the highest number of any red shirt deaths that I've seen so far. That, or it's coupled with the apple. I'll have to go back and actually count. But yes, we get massive red shirt deaths, and now Kirk is obsessed with hunting this creature down. Really great premise. I feel they failed on some of the execution. There was just a little bit too much padding in some places where there could have been more of a look into Kirk's character, I guess we could say. We get some great stuff from Spock and McCoy with them doubting Kirk and seriously doubting him, and the two of them working to basically remove him from command, that he is unfit to be in this position. So, awesome stuff there. But they had this other character, this red shirt, who does survive, who turns out his father was the captain on the ship that Kirk was on that got destroyed, and the captain died there. Again, this is a problem that I have talked about before with this show, is don't give us a character in one episode and give us some backstory real quick and expect us to care about him. I would like to care about this character. It sounds like he has an interesting story. And the story about his father and Kirk and that ship sounds interesting. Show, don't tell. Give me more episodes to care about this character. I doubt I'll ever see this character again. He just was not important. Pretty bland, and I wish he was interesting. I wish we had met him earlier and we could have developed this fact and maybe gotten knowledge of this story beforehand. Again, I think, I'm not going to harp on it too much, because that really was like the writing style in that decade, and they weren't big onto doing serials yet in the way that we know them now, with recurring characters and recurring themes and storylines that go from episode to episode and season to season. So, I don't really have too many harsh criticisms of this episode. I saw the ending coming. We know Kirk is going to survive. The red shirt that he's palling around with does actually survive in the end, even though he was getting ready to sacrifice his life. I thought that was a nice little touch, that we didn't have to do the big heroic sacrifice. And it didn't feel like a cop-out either, because I think I was expecting him to die in a blaze of glory sort of thing, and we didn't get that. We did get a little bit of a fight between him and Kirk down on the planet. So, that's all I really have to say about this episode. It was slightly above average, but it's not one of the great ones. But it wasn't horrible either. I would have liked to have seen more in-depth look at Kirk and him beginning to lose his mind in this episode, and his obsession with hunting this creature down and killing it, and what that does to the rest of the ship. I just feel like they could have done more with it. But regardless, this was still a strong episode, and I will see you guys later.